bed bugs and beyond. Welcome to another episode of Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Paul Zalzo.
I'm Dr. Brad Weaning.
We're going to talk about bugs, bite, insects, okay?
It's kind of gross, actually.
It is kind of gross. You know, it's funny. Insects usually find themselves at the bottom of the food chain, and here they are taking chunks out of humans.
Right.
Normally we reside at the top.
So we're going to talk about the top 7 types of bug bites that you can get, so stay around till the very end. Share some comments and stories if you had experience with any of these kinds of bites, or if you've had bed bugs, which is going around everywhere right now.
Okay, let's start with lice. Okay, that's a bug. You've all heard of it.
Right.
You all know someone that's had it, or one of
Back
your
in school, some poor kid that got it, or at camp.
Yeah.
Now they do the lice screening where they actually are digging in people's hair to make sure you don't have lice, because then it goes everywhere. And that's something called perilous humanus is the most common kind of genus of that bug.
Okay, and there's really 3 types.
Okay, here we go.
Of the lice, right? You can get in the head, the body, or the pubic area.
Right, and that is also known as crabs.
Crabs, that's the pubic area, right?
Yeah, because they kind of look like little crabs.
Right. One of these 3 is a vector for other diseases. So by a vector for other diseases, I mean that bug can transmit some other systemic illness.
Right.
Okay, that can be very dangerous.
For sure.
So the head lice and the pubic area lice, not as big a deal.
Right, itchy, contagious, but not.
Yeah, definitely a big deal. You want to get rid of them.
Yes.
But they're not vectors for deadly diseases like the body lice are, okay?
Right.
Can you give me 3 diseases that the body lice?
I can. So it's usually types of fever. So typhus, trench fever, and relapsing fever.
Okay, so 3 sort of systemic illnesses that you can get from body lice.
Right. And so the way that you deal with these is typically to remove the organism itself. So you can either remove them by hand or other treatments, things like tea tree oil, and there are cosmetic or commercial products available to get rid of this kind of stuff.
Right. So anyways, lice come into the number 1 bug that we think you should worry about being around.
So number 2 is fire ants.
Okay, now remember, the thing with bugs is some of them can be vectors and carry other diseases, okay? Some of them don't do that, but just cause a very bad local reaction that can also be very dangerous.
Fire ants just sound bad. Like, I just don't even want them right now. I'm getting itchy.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the deal with the fire ant?
Right, so they inject like a venom that causes an IgE-mediated reaction that can lead to red, swollen, raised, itchy lesions all over your body, and then occasionally can cause actually anaphylactic type reactions, which are life-threatening.
Okay, so that's a pretty bad bug. Right. They may not give you another disease like lice does, body lice does. However, they can cause such a severe local reaction and almost a systemic reaction from your own immune system.
Right, so that can be life-threatening, particularly to your airway. Is usually the main cause of these kinds of things. So that requires emergency treatment, often epinephrine or something called adrenaline that is given every 15 minutes until the symptoms go away. But treat your local symptoms typically topically. Okay,
the next of these very dangerous bugs is mites.
They might be. See you're there?
Yeah.
That's like a Zao low-hanging fruit dad joke.
I don't know how I missed that one. You're right. They might be very dangerous because they do cause a severe local tissue reaction, which can be very itchy and lead to a secondary infection. But also, they are vectors. They can carry up to 30 or 31 different bacterial
So what do you mean by vector? Just for our viewers that maybe aren't familiar with that term, what's a vector?
Well, I've said it a few times. A vector is
It's not just that cereal that you see that you probably shouldn't eat.
No, and it's not just a scaling quantity with a direction. That's grade 12 physics.
Wow.
A vector, what we mean is it's carrying some other bacterial infection or viral infection that can get transmitted to you from a bite from that bug.
Okay.
So these bad actors definitely can carry other diseases and can cause severe local reactions.
Right, and their saliva actually makes our skin very itchy, so we scratch and it can lead to hard red bumps all over your body.
Okay. So
usually it's self-limited. So number 4 is ticks. Ticks like the bug ticks.
Right. Ticks are bad actors, and these are almost everyone's heard of ticks and worries about ticks because of Lyme disease.
Right, so they're blood-feeding arthropod.
Not orthopods.
No, arthropod. That's probably how some of our colleagues would describe us.
Right, and anyone who's had a pet dog, you know, you probably had to take ticks off your dog before.
Right.
You treat the dogs to prevent ticks because ticks can be vectors or carry other bad diseases that you can get from a tick bite.
And almost all the different kinds, so bacteria, viruses, protozoa, all sorts of things. So the way a tick attaches to your body is its saliva secretes like a little cement that attach to you, and then they suck your blood. They increase in size. That's why a swollen tick looks very large. And they actually have to be on your body for 36 to 48 hours before they can pass on a lot of the things, particularly the bacteria that causes Lyme disease.
Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Yep.
Those are some of the systemic diseases that you can get. We'll talk about those more in another video with an infectious disease specialist if we can find one.
Just on a side note, in light of that video, is you got to be really careful when you take them off. So you got to make sure that you get the entire tick. So use tweezers often, sometimes some visual aid, so you can make sure you get the whole thing, not because they can break.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5 of the bugs to worry about is the mosquito.
Hey, mosquitoes.
Wow, they're so common.
Yeah.
Okay, and in many parts of the world, they don't really carry disease, but in some parts of the world, they can carry some serious diseases.
Right, like dengue fever, malaria,
Zika. Okay.
West Nile virus, more close to home here.
Yeah, definitely they can be.
Not HIV, just for the record.
No, good to know. You're not going to get HIV from a mosquito bite.
Yep.
However, there are some very dangerous and deadly diseases that can be caused by mosquito bites, so they fall on our list of bugs to worry about.
And this is also one of the reasons that you should wear skin protection, like clothing to protect from mosquito bites, and potentially consider something depending on the risks and benefits of that. Okay, number 6 is fleas, or burrowing fleas specifically.
Fleas have been around human history forever.
Yes, and usually we think about like cats and dogs, and your dog's itching incessantly. You think, what's wrong with my dog? Does my dog have fleas?
Right, and they happen to carry other diseases as well.
Right, highly contagious, they attach to you, they suck your blood, and sometimes can pass on other diseases.
And burrow, and burrow right in there.
Burrow.
So they find themselves on our list of bad bugs.
Right, so you have to get them removed, and sometimes even people use like coconut oil and things like that to get rid of them.
Right,
It can cause lots of itching, irritating for all of us.
And the bad bug you've all been waiting for, bed bugs.
Yes, hot topic right now. There's outbreaks everywhere, in particular in Paris seems to be getting hit pretty hard.
1 in 5 Americans has had to deal with a bed bug infestation.
Yep, top bed bug cities in Toronto, or in Canada, are Toronto and Vancouver.
Okay, so what's the big deal with the bed bug? First of all, are they a vector? Can they carry deadly diseases with them?
Short answer is no.
But they can be a real nuisance. The way they act is they have a little pipette, they inject their saliva in you, which dissolves cells, then they drink that slurry of dissolved cells. They kind of make a smoothie out of your skin.
Totally disgusting. And even the thought of bed bugs is making me itchy right now.
All right, so how do you know if you have bed bugs?
So usually you wake up and you have red, itchy lesions all over your body.
Bed bug bites. You may not be alone. You may want to kick someone out for eating crackers in bed.
Right. And during the day, actually, they don't move, and they are kind of the creeps come out at night. It's kind of like a typical Halloween kind of bug. So other ways you can find it if you have them is you lift up all your sheets and look at your mattress. You're going to see old debris, dead cells, maybe some blood spots, maybe some eggs, and maybe some bugs actually moving. And that is horrible to think of.
And they don't just live in beds either, right?
No.
Any sort of fabric that in public transit.
Your luggage, your clothes, wherever, and they can spread. That's why all of a sudden it's in one city, it's the next city. You got to be really, really careful.
So that's it. That's the last bad actor in our 7 deadly bugs.
Yes, share us your bed bug or other bug stories.
They're not really deadly, the bed bugs, but they are a big nuisance. And think about it. If humankind eliminates itself through environmental destruction, famine, or social media, insects will be around forever.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel.
And remember, you are in charge of your own health, and now you know what bugs are bad.
We'll see you next time.